Hello everyone, welcome to SAP Technomaniac. In the last video, we saw how to read multiple data in the same service code of different entity set. In this video, along with the reading the data from the different services or same services, what we will do, we will in the same service code, we will create the data, update the data or delete the data. We will combine a lot of operation together. We'll put in the $batch and we will try to execute, and we will see in the Fiori application as well how it works. Let's get started. In my last video, we have discussed about the $batch operation. Inside the $batch operation, we just used $batch to get the data from the system, to execute multiple queries together in $batch. We saw in SEGW as well, and we created one Fiori application, and we saw how that particular Fiori applications calling $batch operations from front-end system to the back-end system. Now what we will try to understand, so $batch operation not only used for the get data from the system, but also it is used for the updating the data in the system, creating the new entries in the system, or modifying the existing data in the system. So these are all purpose also we can use the $batch, and we can send the multiple data together, again multiple service code together with the combination of these things, and we can do all the operation at the in a SAP side through the OData service from front end UI5 or Fiori, whatever we are using. So what we will do, till now we discussed only the get applications. In last video you saw we started with $batch. We have to give the batch operation, and we have to give our batch name with double D's. We have to give content type, encoding binary, and we have to write our query options. So this is HTTP method we have to write, and we have to give the entity set name or which, and find basically this is the query which you are going to get. After the service name, whatever the query we are writing, entire query we can write here. We can write here $select, we can put filter, we can do a lot of things here. Means we will going to discuss in that next video different query options as well. Okay, and in this case we called one employee set 4 and another employee set 10. So we just execute that particular query. Both the queries got executed in the back end, and you can see in the result set a status code is 202, means our what it is indicating, just it is indicating whatever you have entered in your payload, that is correct. That's it, and it is not indicating all the queries got successful or not successful. For that you have to come inside, you have to see one by one all the query sequentially. For employee set 4 you can see it got successfully executed and we got the employee 4, and for the employee 10 also you can see it got successfully executed and we got the employee 10. Suppose I wrote something like that, something which is not available. Let me write something like 21 employee ID and try to execute the same query. If you try to execute the same query again, for first query you got the 200, okay, but this time second query you can see 400 batch request. It didn't fail the entire batch request. Whatever it is successful we are getting, and whatever it got failed, you can see it got returned with the 400 status code. Batch request, you can see employee ID not available in the system. This we have implemented in our code in the basic code, where we wrote all the code in the get entity method, get entity set, create entity method, update entity, and delete entity set method. These are all the methods we have redefined already. If you don't know, you can watch out my previous videos where you can see how to redefine those methods. And now we are getting that error message if it is not available. That is fine. But now not only I want to get the data from the system, I want to update the data. Suppose I want to post new entry in the system. How you can do? For that purpose you have to use change operations. It is little bit different than the getting data, not much difference. So same way we have to start with the batch. I will write continuously another query, so we can see how we can do delete, create, and the read operation together. In this case let it be 2, and now this time instead of passing content type and content encoding directly, first I want to indicate this is not the query which and this is not the things we are going to get, we are writing to get the data, we are changing something to indicate that we have to write the change set. So again, you can get this all the ready-made data, or we can say ready-made payload from the, if you have here some option called URI, get URI options, that you can click on and you can select $. This will automatically, it will get you, and you can modify based on your entity set, you can modify here. So same way, so here to update the things, you can see I already did all the things. I just want to explain you guys. You can see for the change set, first we have to define the content type. This is very important. What we have to do, we have to write same batch. You can see batch we are writing for each query, first query, second query, or third query we are writing same batch, and then we have to write content type as a multi-part mix, same as how we have written for our header. Same thing we have to write, but this time boundary we have to change to the change set. There is different boundary this time. This boundary is the change set, and inside this what we have to do, we write this one change set. First our first change set is this one, and this is same how we wrote for the create one. So for to get the data we have written the content type and binary code. In this also we have to write the content type, and the encoding is a binary. This time we have to write the change set. Now once we write what change you want to do, that query you have to write. So we have to write the query, give one liner space, and then you have to write that query. I want to put means create, let me create with 13. Put means create the data, put means modify the data existing. I want to create, let me create the post let me call, and I want to create the another employee set called the 13. Let me see the employee data in the system. What are the employee data already available? 13 is available or not? You can say 13 is not available. I want to create the 13 employee set data in the system through the my batch call. Once you provide this post method, obviously post method required some payload data, so that also you can pass here itself. So how to pass? Again you have to pass content type. What is your data, whatever you are passing, what is the type of that content? You have to write that content type. In this case content type is JSON format I am passing. That is the reason I wrote the content type in the JSON, and I can write this JSON format, whatever the data I want to pass for the 13 entry which I want to create, I can do here. You can see. So in this case what again it is in JSON format, and one liner space I have given. Then I have to pass the 13th ID, and this time I will change some name. I can change Rohan, I can put Rohan, and I can put any city name, anything. Suppose I want to put Jammu, and company name, let it be same, date let it be same. I can change some salary, something I can put, and you can change the currency if you want to change. And once you have done with this all the things, this is you have to end your change set. That is very important thing. You have started your change set, and now you have to end your change set. So again I'm repeating the same thing. So once you end the change set, and this is 1 second, Control X, not before your batch. You have to end your change set, then you have to end your batch. So for ending you have to put double dash at the end, and for same way how we did for the batch. Let me explain again what we have done. These are the two query we have started. Yesterday we discussed, just we passed the content type and binary encoding. This was the first query, then this was the second query, and third query we started with here. Same with the batch, but this time we are changing the data. That is the reason we have passed content type, multi-part mix, and boundary is a change set, and we have to start this change set boundary over here. Again we have to pass same, we have passed the content type and binary encoding, same we have to pass here. And but in this case we are calling the post method instead of get method. We want to create the new entry in the system. And second thing, what kind, since you have to send some data in the system, what kind of data you are sending, that you have to pass content type equal to application and JSON. And then same thing you can do here. You have to pass obviously your data in the bracket. So I have passed here, this is the content data I want to pass. A payload basically we can say, which we are used to pass during the single call of post. Same data you have to pass over here, and then you can have to first you have to end your change set, then you have to end your base set. So 3 query option now I'm executing: 2 to get data, 1 to update data. And how it will be executed, to see that, let me put breakpoint in the system, that will be better. SE24, let me put breakpoint, employee set table DPC extension, not the sales order one. We are using employee one because we have already all the method implemented there. What we can say, card operation, CRUD, and you can see create entity method is there. Let me put breakpoint because we are going to create any entity. Breakpoint is there. Let me put external breakpoint over here, and delete entity is there, get entity is there. This time we are calling get entity, so let it be. Let me remove and put again this breakpoint again, and get entity set method will be not called. Only get entity method and create entity method at this point of time we are calling. Let me re-execute. First I have to see whatever I have written, this is correct or not. If it is correct, there is bad request, there is some issue. This will happen with you always, definitely, because I know we do some mistake whenever we create that one. Let me check again what we have done. So these 2 requests was correct. For checking that what I can do, okay, one more thing, 2 space we didn't followed. You can see after gate there should be 2 space. This gate also there should be 2 space before the next page return, next change whatever you want to do. So that is the one mistake. Let me try to execute again. I think, I hope so, this time it is correct. That is the reason it will trigger the breakpoint. So first breakpoint triggered to get the data employee ID 4, let me do F8. Second, to get the data employee ID 2, let me do F8. I think third request was not created successfully. So first one is 200, okay. Second one 200 is okay, but third one I got the 405 method not defined. There is some issue with this one. Obviously the thing is that with the post method, if you remember, we should not pass the key field over here. That is the issue. I wanted to show you this issue because in the put method we have to pass employee ID, employee entity set name, and the key field. If you don't remember, let's revise quickly. So if you remember from my initial video where we discuss card operations, create, read, update, delete operations, then in this case for get entity we are not passing to get the entire data, we were not passing any key. This is calling get entity set method. To get the single entity, it called get entity method. To post the anything, to create entity, we no need to pass here key field, just we have to pass the post, and we have to pass plus payload data. Post, I can write one more thing, plus payload data we were passing, and in put case also, but in this case we have to pass key if you want to modify something, and in this case also we have to pass the payload data as well. And delete, we don't need payload data. So this is how we were doing, and we were passing the key field. In this case we are doing since we are doing post operation, we no need to pass the post this and employee set here, and we are giving this value here. Why we have to pass? Let me re-execute again. I hope so this time it will execute correctly. So even through 2 other operation got successfully executed, third one got failed, but not entire batch got failed. You got the data, third one you didn't get, so the respective response you got here, there is some issue with the third request. Let me re-execute again. Once you re-execute again it will call us 2 methods, one for the employee to get the employee ID 4, F8, second to get the employee ID 2. Third time it is create entity set method got triggered, employee create entity, and you can do F8 over here, and it will create the data in the system. So first one is okay, second one is okay, 200, and third one to create, we got the different status code, that is 201. It got created successfully, and we got the data back. And if you want to see the data in the system, just you have to refresh the data till we don't have 13. If you refresh, now you can see 13 Rohan, Jammu, SAP Technomaniac, and all the data it got created successfully. So like that we can call multiple, not only create, if you want to modify something, that also you can do. Instead of post you have to do the put, but this time suppose I want to modify same employee ID, let me modify 13 only, and this time instead of passing Rohan, I want to pass some surname, something Rohan Raj, and Jammu Kashmir. Let me put something. So like that I can pass. I want to change something. Now it should trigger, instead of create method, it should trigger the update method. So let me put breakpoint there, respective method, update entity, and let me put breakpoint over here. First it will check that employee ID is available or not. If it is available, then it will go and modify that employee ID. Like that we have already written the code. What I will do, I hope so this should work. Something else needs to done. I don't think so. Let me execute again. It should work. First read operation for F8, second read operation F8, and third one is this is, you can see update entity got method got called, and let me modify the data 6 and F8. I think it got successfully modified. We can see the response first here. You can see first response 200 okay, 200 okay for second read, and third for update we got some error, I think so, or we got successfully updated. 204 no context, we didn't get any context, but let me see the result, it got successfully updated or not. To see that, you can see existing, I can see Jammu, you can see here 13th entry. Let me refresh Rohan and Jammu. Let me refresh it. You can see Rohan, Raz and Jammu Kashmir, it got updated successfully. Like that you can execute multiple queries over here one by one, and if create and put also you can put together and you can execute. Suppose you want to modify again this one, Rohan, Raz, something you want to put something, suppose Solanki, you can put here, UTT, you can put something, you can put. I want to change this one this time, and along with this change operation I want to do one more change operation. So again that change operation, I think if you want to do multiple change operation you can do that also. Same thing, in this case I don't, again you have to start with the change set only, but this time delete I will use, Control C. Suppose I want to do the delete before the another change set will start, and this time change set and content type is this one, and this time I want to delete the entry, not the 12th entry. Okay, let me delete 12th one. So what I have on 12th, I don't have anything in 12th, so let me delete something. Let me delete the 14th one. So I will delete the 14th one and I will update the 13th one. Okay, and again the after delete we should have two query options over here, and we can execute here. So let me execute again. This time we are executing 4 queries, 2 for the I didn't put the in the delete, I didn't put the breakpoint. I hope so that will not trigger, but we can see at least result. F8 to create one, it go 2 times. At least our data is correct. So first one is 200 okay, second one 200 okay, third one we got successfully internal server error. There is some error we got. I missed very small thing over here. Whenever we are doing the multiple change sets, in single change set we saw it was working perfectly, but multiple operations in this single change set, you can see we are passing the put operation as well, and we are in same change set we are passing the delete operation as well. We are doing the multiple operations. To handle the multiple operations in the change set, we have to implement 2 methods, redefine 2 methods. So if you go to the SC24 and you go to your DPC extension class, and if you see all the method you can do in the Eclipse as well, it's very easy. There is something called change set begin and change set end. There is one another method also there, that is change set process. Since this version is very older version, it's a SAP 7.4 around version. If you work in HANA or newer version, there is one more method you can see, change set process as well. But we don't require as of now. But to work multiple change set, you have to re-implement both the method, change set begin and change set end. Then only it will work. Currently, if you see, if I am trying to execute this method and we are getting the internal server error, 2 methods successfully executing. First one is the 2 method means get entity set. Read operations are happening successfully here. LVA employee ID we are passing 8, and both the employee ID we have passed successfully, but third breakpoint didn't trigger to update and delete. Why it didn't trigger? Because we didn't implemented two method. If I am doing the single operations, definitely it will work. Along with the multiple read, if you are doing the either change or delete, single operation it will work. If you want to within the one change set, if you have multiple operations, you have to re-implement this particular two methods. To redefine this one, just you have to click. You can do in Eclipse as well, as I have shown you in my previous video. You can do from here. Just click on edit. Let me do here. It's very easy. I have to open Eclipse. Today I didn't open Eclipse at all. So let me redefine here, and let's just activate it. That's it. So what it will do for each sense, if I put the breakpoint as well, I have already breakpoint. Let me remove it and put again, and I have to re-implement change set and as well. You can see this is the second method, change set, and you have to redefine button you have to click, and again you have to activate this one as well, and you can put the again breakpoint here. Once you put the breakpoint, let me try to re-execute the same query where we were getting the error. This time we will not get the error. Before going that, just I want to make sure in delete and update entity we should have some breakpoint. Let me do control and get entity, update entity, delete entity. This is a delete entity. We have breakpoint, and I think we have breakpoint in update as well. Yeah, we have both the places breakpoint. Let me re-execute. I didn't change anything neither in the query. The same change set is starting over here, and we have passed the content type. We put the first operation, and we gave the two-liner space after this, and we started second change set, same content type, deleting and two-liner space. We are ending change set, and we are ending here batch. That's it. We are doing the same thing. Let me re-execute my query. So this time, two-time read operation, one-time delete, one-time update. First update, then delete. If you see here, first read operation triggered for employee ID 4, second time read operation triggered for employee ID 2, third time you can see change set begin. As soon as our change set started, the change set begin method triggered. Let me do F8, and our first change set triggered update entity to update the data. It will successfully update, I know. And second method got triggered now. Previously both the method was not triggering delete entity to delete that particular employee. I think that it's deleting from this particular employee ID called 2. It is trying to delete employee ID 2. Okay, LB employee ID is 2. Okay, let me do F8 and see the result. Now change and method will trigger, means change set got closed. Let me do F8. Now we will see the result. You can see I passed employee ID 2 to delete and employee number 13 to update. Let me see the result here as well. What result finally we are getting after implementing both the methods. If you see, first one is the 200 okay to read, second one 200 okay to read, third one this is got ended here, and 204 no content for the update entity, and next one 204 no content for the delete entity. All the operations done. If you see 13 employee ID, it should be updated Rohan Raj Solanki and Jammu Kashmir UTT. You go to table and do refresh, second entry you can see now, and you can see it's not complete. Rohan Raj Sola is there and Jammu Kas is there, but we have updated with, if you go there again, Rohan Raj Solanki, Jammu Kashmir UTT we have updated. Okay, so let me refresh. It should delete second line also. Refresh the data, second got deleted, it updated with this data. This is how the multiple operation we can do. One most important thing, and currently I'm not able to show you one more method over here because it's older version. If you're in newer version, you can see one more method called apart from this begin, change, begin and end, we have one more method also, change begin and change set, and we have change set process as well. So what is the use of change set process? Sometimes what we do, we don't want to call the our methods, our create entity method, change method, delete, whatever we have redefined this particular method, delete, create and update method. Instead of calling this method, we want to whenever we want to do our own implementation, instead of running this implementation, that we will do in change set process. For that, one small step needs to be done. If you open this I'm just explaining. I'm not doing since it is not available. I think when we work with CDS, I will try to show you guys CDS OData services. If you see this one and if you click on signature over here, you can see one IT operation info is there. Inside the IT operation info, here also I can't see that flag as well. Okay, so here we can't do, there is one flag that we have to defer flag is there, that we have to set that flag here. Once we set that flag, we can do our own implementation. That is available in the newer version. I will show you if I will get the time for the in future videos. Okay, and as of now I can't see that, so it is how working. Let me zoom into now. Let me do the show you same thing, same delete operations, or we can say change operations through our application as well. So what you have to do, we have already opened our application over here. App is opened over. Let me refresh it, and I already opened this one development tool. Let me do a little bit minimize. Okay, it's got slow. Let me re-execute again. It got stopped. Let me rerun again. It take time little bit. I will pause my video to see how we can call the batch operation along with the get and delete from the front end Fiori application, that we will use the same application which we have created for our batch operation explanation. So what I will do, I will just select one of the entry and I will try to delete. I know create option will not work because we have to do some coding for the create option. We have to develop some code to create option work. So what we will do, we'll select this particular entry, just make sure what is the entry. You can see Rohan Raj Solanki, the name, and Jammu Kashmir UTT. This entry we are going to delete. If you see here, 13th number ID we are going to delete using our Fiori application. Let me remove the breakpoints and all. I don't need any breakpoint in my application, so it will not interrupt and work fast. So let me display first, and let me come to at last control. First I will delete the breakpoint from the changeset begin and changeset end, because that will also trigger, because we are going to apply some changeset operations. So let me remove from the end as well. Remove this one. Let me come back, go to last, at least remove from delete entity and get entity set, because it is going to get the set after deletion, I think so, based per how the front end code work is for my understanding. Get entity also I will remove, and get entity set also I will remove. We'll see what is going to happen, because I didn't saw the code till now. Get entity set, so there is no code, no need to worry. So let me just, what we will do, I am already in the network tab in developer tool, and just what I will do, I will select this entry and I will click on delete button. System might be slow, my video might stuck. Let me click on delete button. It is asked, you want to delete? Yes, I want to delete. So it got deleted. You can see $batch call. If you see this one, this is same query, whatever we have called to delete the entry in SEGW, the same query got called here also. If you go to the header, you see the post method they have called, and they have called the $batch query option. The second thing, if you see the payload, in the payload they are having the starting one batch they have started, and they have content type and one change set also they have started, because they want to delete. In this change set begin, again you will see their content type, and then they have the delete employee set 13. If you see the result is the 13 got deleted already. If you try to refresh the data, it got deleted. And if you come back to the developer tool, you can see it is deleted. And what else we can see here, change set started and change set got ended. In the same batch, they have got again the data from this employee set, entire data means they are applying some query option which we are going to discuss, and they are combined two things. One is the delete operation, another operation is the get operation. Two things in same batch they have applied, and they are trying to call from the backend system. Once they deleted the entries, they again got the data and displayed again in the front end system. This is how $batch works. Till now, we discussed combination of the get data and along with the change operation also we have discussed. In my next video, some things, theory related thing, performance related aspects, because dollar-based operation, you can see most of the applications uses. So we'll bit more deep dive into this topic because it's a very important as well. And after that, we will do some other query option as well. Before moving out to next video, please like this video, share these videos with others as well, so they can also learn with that. Thank you and happy learning.